Hi, welcome to Matte, Satin and Shimmer, Inside the World of Beauty. This is Shannon.
This is Joy.
And here we are with episode 13?
I don't know, we're kind of guessing at this point.
Know.
It's double digits. Yes! I almost had you high-five me. I'm like, no, I did that in the last one. I can't be high-fiver. Okay, so this episode we're going to focus on my hero products.
Yeah.
And these are the things in my kit that I reach for over and over and over. Or they're my other obsession, organizational products that have made my life very wonderful of late. Okay, there's two organizational products. So here's the thing. So if you are a makeup junkie and a makeup artist, you will get very excited about organization because the more you can condense your kit, the more you can carry, the more you can buy, the more you can own, the more you can hoard, and it goes from there. So we see that I have a mini makeup boutique in my home studio. And mostly, I don't really go out of my way to sell products. I just when I do lessons for my clients, I like to be able to provide them with things so I don't have to go take them shopping. Like, why should I go take them to Ulta when I can have them purchase things here?
Yep.
And it's easier for me. And it's just kind of nice to be able to provide that. So, I have a makeup store in my house.
That's awesome. I mean, come on.
It's a little problematic.
Yeah.
Because there's always room at the makeup store for more.
Absolutely.
There is. So, given that I have this much crap, these are the products that I have honed in my kit that I reach for again and again and again and again. So, I'll start with kind of the order that I apply them. Maybe that will work in my brain the best. My very favorite eye primer. This just is the top of it, and that's the bottom. You might know what this is. It is a paint pot in soft ochre. It is a very light neutral color. So it's about the color of the lightest person on Earth's skin tone. Like alabaster. Not white and not beige, just a touch, beige, light beige. So it'll take off all the veininess on your lids. It sets, it's creamy, so you just smooth it on, it sets, and you can put any shadow over it within 30 seconds. It'll lock right on there.
Oh, nice.
But once it sets, you can blend stuff over it really easily too. So there are some eyeshadow primers that I find that everything drags over. But this doesn't have that. And this is actually, it was supposed to be a long wear cream eyeshadow that dried down. So everybody then realized, well, this makes actually a really, really good eyeshadow primer. So this is soft ochre. And then the other best one is Painterly. There's also some tan colors. And probably for my darker skin clients, I prefer doing something a little bit darker than that. Because if I have somebody with brown skin, and I'm putting this light beige on them, it doesn't really make sense. So definitely you want to go about one shade lighter than your skin tone. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're putting eyeshadow over it anyway. So within that range of light to medium skin, soft ochre and Painterly will work for you. And if you need a recommendation for a more tan or deep color, feel free to email or send me a message, stateofface@gmail.com, and I'll look up a color that goes with your coloring.
So
Okay.
can I ask you a quick question? Because
Yeah.
I'll come from the side of makeup. I have no idea. So what would be the difference in using versus not? If I were not to use that. Because currently, I just use maybe a concealer and set it with powder. So what would be the difference?
The difference would be if you have an oily eyelid, doing a concealer and a powder can get greasy and creasy.
Yeah.
That's 2 steps extra. Also, the concealer powder is that's just layering and you're starting to get kind of thick. This is one lightweight coat, super fast, dries down.
Okay.
Hey, in a pinch, if you don't want to have to go buy new products, I get it. You already have concealer, you already have powder. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad combination, but concealer alone, it's going to crease up.
Yeah, and it does. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, and I just find, too, I have a lot of discoloration under and on my lids, and I know I've talked about it a million times, so I will not exhaust you with my dark circle woes again. But this is one of the very few things that you can use, and it really does zap away all that discoloration. So for somebody who's got veiny or dark lids, pop it on, done.
Awesome.
So good question. You can apply it with your finger. You can apply it with a concealer brush if you're going to do it with a concealer brush or any other kind of synthetic brush. You'll just want to probably use your fingers and blend out the edges or smooth it out. A little product goes a long way, and it dries pretty quickly. So blend quickly. Okay. All right. The other item that I usually go to next, because I want to give that 30 seconds to completely set, even though that's on a good day, is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power is my new favorite, which I talked about in the last one. But brows would be my next step, so you're going to do this. My other newest holy grail hero product. Then I would do my eyeshadows. And eyeshadow formulation is a big thing for me, but also accessibility. So if I'm using it on somebody who's like, gosh, I just don't like really know too much about makeup, I'm probably going to use Stila products on them because it's easy for me to retail. They have wonderful eyeshadow palettes that are $49. And of course, like, you know, I can, you know, get them for vendor's price. And they have 12 pans, and they're really great quality. And I feel like they're also, they're chosen smartly. So this one is called Mind, and it is all matte shadows, and they're absolutely gorgeous. There's like 7 of these, or 5 of these really, that are kind of light, which I end up using light colors probably the most, and 3 that are very mid-tone, and you would consider that like a crease color or blending color, and I use the heck out of those. And then the dark colors I don't use quite as much, but on darker skins or for outer corner or for more intense or smoky looks, they're really nice. And I also use those to top off my eyeshadows. Very, very pretty, very wearable, and also just consumer friendly. So it is artist friendly, super light in my kit, travels great, sturdy, and easy to be like, hey, you want some eyeshadows? Here's an all-in-one. Here's another one of their palettes. Gorgeous. These have some shimmers to them. This one is called Spirit. And again, 12 shadows, very wearable colors. You can see I've hit pan on a couple of them. You can see which ones. They're the lightest matte and the next lightest matte. Yeah. The other palette that I use the most is called Soul.
Oh, I think that would be mine.
This one I use a whole heck of a lot. This is actually my second one. I have my other Soul. You can see it sitting there on that table. So I've already gone through and hit pan on so many of these. And I think I shattered 2 of them because I will say that like these really, really shimmery colors do tend to be like pretty soft. But it took me carrying it around and like, you know, dragging it up and down stairs and stuff like that for 6 months before it shattered. So it's not like it did it quickly. If you just keep it in a makeup drawer, you're going to be fine. If you travel with it, just, you know, put it in something kind of padded, like a makeup bag with, like, something around it that's soft. That's all.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, so, like, if this were a palette for me, because I'm really digging these colors, what about the black? Would that be, like, for a liner?
It's great for a liner. All of Stila Shadows are wet-dry.
Okay.
So that makes a really nice, like, if you do a pencil liner, get a flat brush and you can top it off with a little bit of, like, any of the dark shadows.
Okay.
So any, like, skinny brush, and you can kind of get, like, a softer edge.
So, and then it won't fall off underneath?
That's why you do your eyes first.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
See, remember I'm doing these in order of the way I would do the makeup.
All right.
So, yep, you do your eyes first, and you can wipe off anything that falls off.
Good stuff.
Took me 10 years of doing makeup to figure that one out. Here's another one. This one is a little bit more fun color. So this is not one I just recently damaged one out. I am still like, that's retail mentality. I damaged it out. It's my own product. I can do what I want with it. I can have them all laying around and like throw them in my bathtub if I want. I'm not damaging it out. I'm doing what I want with it. Anyway, this one is like a fun color one. But I did use this the other day. I had a bride with a peacock inspired wedding theme. I know. And we didn't do it at her trial, but this at her wedding, I was like, so you want like a really dark vintage, like deep blood red lip, and we're doing like a somewhat dramatic eye. I'm like, can we try? So I did neutral on the top, but then for the bottom liner, I did a blend from like turquoise to purple on the bottom. And then on the inner corner, I did green, like a olive. So I combined sort of like all these peacocky colors. It was really pretty. Subtle, but like super exciting for me because I never get to do anything fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not never, but you know, like...
Hardly ever.
Yeah, you hardly ever get to do anything super colorful. Fun, everything's fun enough for me. And then this is my other favorite one. This one is the Nouveau Natural. And I actually have one in my personal stash. And of course, with the lightest shadows, I go through them like crazy. Like, almost every single day I wear this color. It's like my crease color du jour, this one and this one, always. This one is like almost completely gone in my personal stash. This kind of really, really pale peach is like the best lid color for lighter skinned people. Love it. Love the dark colors. So good for eyeliner. So good for like that like outer edge, just to kind of like give it a little extra drama. I do that because, you know, when you hit your brush, you kind of... Okay, so that was eyeshadow, but those are just the Stila Shadows. The other shadows that I use frequently, I did get the Makeup Geek shadows, which I'm still kind of giving a test run to. Besides the Stila Shadows and test driving the Makeup Geek shadows, my other favorite, which I use a ton of, is Inglot. And organizationally, I was talking about my organizational nerdiness and hoardiness. Not hoariness.
Big difference.
Big difference. This is great organizationally because you can fit 20 shadows, whereas my old ones, slightly heavier, a little bit thicker, you can only fit 10, and there was negative space that wasn't being used by anything. It was a little bit less wide, and I can show you one, but it was black, so it hid more stuff. So there's a trade-off there. I think black probably would have been smart, but these are super easy to find in my black kit because they're all white. So I decided to switch out. I had 7 of the old ones plus like a bunch floating around that, you know, I would rotate in and out of palettes. This is my all matte palette, so really heavily used. As you can see, I hit pan on some of these. I've repurchased many of these. And then I have another 20 panner that is relatively neutral shimmers. So these are all my shimmers. Satiny and shimmery and somewhat metallic. A few of them are kind of metallic. But these are very wearable colors still. And then my third one, there's a few like super soft pretty colors, but mostly like the more fun palette. But I still have like, you know, pale pinks and peaches, and these like kind of cranberry and terracotta colors are actually really, can be very simple and pretty too. And then, you know, sometimes people want some grays, and if I could, I would make this 30 pans because I know I've got like another 10 or 15 of the brighter colors and metallic shades that would be rounding this out nicely. But yeah, some of these are just purple, and that sounds crazy to some people, but adding a little bit of like this kind of a purple, there's so much brown to it. Like, it's not that crazy at all. Do that with like a nude lid, and it's just a slight departure from your traditional beige and tan. It's really not that far off. Okay, so now that after I do that, I would probably do the eyeliner. My hero eyeliner products, I have something in pretty much every category. My go-to kind of liner for the top lash line is gel liner. So these are in the little pots, and I would be applying it with my hero liner brush from Delium Tools. It's actually spelled B-Delium. And this is brush number 714. It's a flat top liner brush. And I use this with the L'Oreal Gel Eyeliner in either Blackest Black, Espresso, or Bronze. Those are my 3 that I stock in the kit. I'm not a huge gray eyeliner person if I want gray, because I wouldn't do that with blue eyes. I feel like it washes blue eyes out. I would much rather do Espresso or Bronze with a blue eye, or black even. But yeah, I feel like gray can wash that out. Gray looks really pretty with green eyes though. So if I wanted to do gray, I would probably just put a shadow over black or a shadow over brown. That was gray. So that is my go-to eyeliner because gels, while there is an extra product involved using a separate brush, it sets better than anything else. And I think just for my own sake, like, I didn't love these until I've been doing makeup for a few years out of retail, and I was like, I really need stuff to last. So this ends up not melting down, so I'll like have to follow around people sometimes for hours. I'm like, it's still on, it still looks good, and that's what you need.
Awesome.
The other kind that I like for somebody who likes a more crisp type of line on the top is going to be Kat Von D's eyeliners. They're felt tip, and I have several of her liners. Wait, can we see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't look as intense. It's a very intense black liner. I got a set of 3 of these, and they are fantastic. Really glidey, really intense, don't run and set down really nicely for the whole day. But somebody who doesn't want kind of that harsh line, I don't know that this is the liner for you. You probably want to go for gel if you want a slightly more diffuse line. I like this, though. If you're doing a cat eye, I think you need to have crispness to it. A diffused cat eye can be done, but it's not as much of a look. So, yeah, for cat eye, I love these Kat Von D pencils. Felt tips, rather. And then pencil-wise, there are so many. I think probably Stila is my favorite, the twist-up kind, but I still feel like they can improve on it and make it skinnier. I haven't tried, there's a Smashbox one that has, like, it's always skinny. I don't know how that works, if you have to sharpen it. I don't think so, though. But I need to try that, because that's sort of, like, what I'm looking for in the Stila. Oh, I did grab a Stila one. This is Lionfish. This is waterproof pencil. You've got a smudge stick, it's called. You've got maybe, like, a minute if you want to, like, soften it up. But I think it's already kind of soft when it goes on. But this is really pretty when you put shadow over it. So I kind of love that look of doing the liner first and just taking that same flat brush from Delium Tools and just pressing on a little, just to kind of give it like a little bit more like shimmer or depth to the pencil. Okay, the other, I'm like, I forgot about this one when we did the eyebrows. Yes, you could definitely do the Brow Power by IT Cosmetics. But for somebody who has a lot of brow and doesn't need much coloring, maybe there's just like a little bit of filling in, but they have the basic gist of their brows already the way you want it. My favorite is from Inglot. And this is the Brow Shaping Pencil, aka Brow Shaping Crayon. There are 2 colors. 63 is a medium, like, taupe color. And then 62, it's kind of out of order, is like your darker brown. These are the only 2 colors I ever need for my kit.
Oh, wow.
So we would both be 63s.
Okay.
And 62 is like my old school color, like my natural hair color. So like somebody who's got either dark brown hair or black hair, you would do the 62. And sometimes for somebody with dark skin and very black, jet black hair, you would probably want to put like some black powder over these. But the whole idea with these brow shaping crayons is you get control, like waxy control with it, and just a touch of color.
Okay. So, like, if there were, I was just wondering if you ever use a gel just for control of the actual brows
like
themselves.
Clear gel?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't work.
Okay.
I haven't had great luck with it, but if you know of a good gel that you swear actually does work, sometimes I'll go through them for, like, when I'm doing male grooming or something, I'll, like, go through them just to give them a little control, but then I feel like most of it is because I'm just brushing them in the right direction and trying to train them up. But you can do, like, pomade or, like, a waxy lip balm and just do it really lightly in the brows, and it's about the same. Or hairspray. You could take some hairspray, spray it onto a spoolie brush, and brush it up really quick before it sets.
Yeah.
That's probably
That's
actually
point.
better.
Okay, right on.
Okay, so now I've done the eyes. Oh, and then I usually do concealer. So, there are so many concealers that still need to be made in the world. I'm telling you. That's the one thing. You can definitely, makeup people, creating our makeup. I've tried them all. They all crease. Don't tell me you have a creaseless concealer.
Yeah.
They all crease. Okay. Now that that's been said and done. Graftobian High Def Glam Cream. I love these. This is not necessarily something somebody who's not a makeup artist would have to have, but I do have Laura Gazul.
Yes.
Went and bought these palettes.
Did she?
Yeah, she was like, what is that? I need it.
Oh.
She's one of our former clients, and she was like totally into makeup.
Yeah.
So I told her about these. There's warm colors. So these are actually what some people would consider cool. So every brand is a little different. But the warm tones are going to be like your more yellow undertones for this brand. And I get the warm palette number 1 because I use these under eyes. Now, warm palette number 2 would be better if you were using it for actual foundation, but the glidiness of this and the payoff of the color, amazing, unprecedented. I used this when I was singing at my friend's wedding the other day. So, like, when I had my own kit to draw from, I was like, I don't have my usual concealers, but I love this stuff. And it worked really well. I don't even think I set it with anything, but I do usually for my clients.
Awesome.
Yeah, so before I do foundation, I do the concealer. I use this for under eyes. I don't use it for the lids. I think it's got too much movement for the lids. It'll probably move around too much. You can use this on blemishes, but I like something a little bit drier for the blemishes. This is perfect on under eyes. Also, in a pinch, if you've got a nice wet, bouncy sponge, like a beauty blender type sponge, you can use this, stipple it lightly all over the skin for a really beautiful foundation. So, if you want to lighten up your kit, makeup artists, and you don't already have Craftobian's High Def Glamour Cream, this is awesome. It's like $22 or something. It's a really reasonable price. I might be off by $5 or $10 because I buy too much. All right, gotta move on. I thought this was gonna be like a 10-minute video. I did not put any foundations in here. I've got like 5 favorite foundations. I will do a separate video on that. I do have a moisturizer. So before I do foundation, I would make sure to moisturize if anybody is dry. This is from Embryolisse. It is a French brand, and this is limited edition packaging. It's usually sold in a white package with blue writing. Why I like this, as a makeup artist, you don't want to use something with a bunch of active ingredients because you don't know if somebody's got sensitivities. And people might say, no, you can take whatever. Or like, I have very sensitive skin. Well, that could be so many different things. And this product doesn't have fragrance. It doesn't have anti-aging stuff. So it's not going to be your holy grail for like every day. But for a makeup artist, this works on so many skin types and it gives instant hydration to the surface, which is what we need to make the makeup look good. Also just to quench your skin so you don't have that tight feeling, because that's not a happy feeling. So Lait Creme Concentrate, Embryolisse. And then after I would do that, I would choose a primer based on their skin. And I have 3 current Holy Grail primers that I use for my clients. Depending on your skin, if your issue is combination type oiliness, but normal to oily type skin, I would say, I would use this Stila Aqua Glow. This is my current favorite. It is like a glue stick for your face. Oh. How cool is that? And it feels cooling on the skin. So I just have to make sure I keep this one clean because it's going directly onto people's skin, which is like a glue stick style. Or I can tap it on with my fingers. You can use the warmth of your fingers to make sure it's blended in. But everything goes over really nicely, and it stops oiliness in the T-zone, smooths out pores just a little bit, and I don't feel like it's drying on the rest of the skin. But if what you want is all over oil control for the truly oily, this is my favorite. This is called Beautifully Matte from number 7. You can buy this at Target, otherwise known as Target. This is a little bit like a white paste. It doesn't really feel dry, but it will dry down in a couple minutes. So make sure if you're blending it that you blend all the way in because you don't want to get like a white streak over your face. But once you blend it in, it really helps control oil. It's a favorite. I gave it to another makeup artist for our little beauty Christmas exchange last year. And I did a wedding with her the other day and she was using it. She was like, I love it. Oh my God. So yes, I love when people are like, yeah, it was so good. So number 7, Beautifully Matte. Awesome. And my third and final is also from the Master Maybelline collection. This one is the Blur and Smooth. So this is going to be normal skin. So if anybody is dry, unless they have huge pores, I don't think that they need a primer. If they're normal skin, I'm going to use this because it has a little bit more of a glide than, say, the Aqua Primer from Stila, which is more for combination normal. If they're normal and I don't feel like a lot of tightness and dryness, this is great. It just gives a touch of extra hydration, a touch of blurring out, smoothing out, fine lines and pores. If they have really, really dry skin, though, I'm really going to focus on hydration and not priming because airbrush, which is what I normally do, it looks so good on the skin anyway, and it stays regardless.
So the primers are to smooth the skin and prepare it for makeup. Does it help the the foundation to stay?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think there are certain types of foundation you really don't need a primer. So to me, that's like, is putting one more product on going to prolong it or give more to slip off?
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the primers before were very sort of silicone based and had so much movement or dimethicone that I felt like it made your skin so slick that I don't think the stuff really adhered. So I tend to get something that is just comfortable feeling, smoothing, and light. Nothing that feels heavy, because I don't love that feeling. Like, I think it feels nice to have your skin smooth, but you just don't want it to be smooth but heavy. So I told you I'm going to do a whole foundation video, but I do have loose powder was never my favorite, but then I started taking people's advice with the whole Ben Nye craze. It's amazing. Amazing. So if you were light to medium, you want to try Buff. Unless you have really pink undertone, but if you do you really want to be pinker? So if you're like my coloring or Shannon's coloring, you would do Buff. And this is a really nice light yellow undertone. You can tap a little bit into the lid, take a little on like a fluffy brush, like something like this size, like a large eyeshadow brush or a really small face brush, and just dust a little where you get shiny or to set the under eyes. Little bit goes a long way. It photographs gorgeously. It lasts a really long time. It doesn't build up. It doesn't settle into fine lines and pores. This stuff is awesome and like $15.
Oh, nice.
And the other color is Banana. And this is the one that everybody always talks about on YouTube and stuff. But really, this is for tan or warm skin. So somebody who has like olive skin, not pale olive skin, but like medium to deeper. Like anybody who is tan or warm could get away with this. So, you think if you wear an intensity 5, 6, 7, 8 in any foundation, Banana is probably good. But even up to the darkest skin, underneath the eyes, oh, this just looks so pretty on tan skin. So good.
Nice.
So yeah, and that, like I said, photographs gorgeously. Okay, so now, real quick onto the lips, then we're going to wrap this thing up. My favorite lip liners of the moment are from Rimmel. I have Macke liners, and some of them, they're good. They're fine. I have NYX, I like too, and a ton of color pop now too. But one thing I don't like is they don't get that sharp, and they're a white casing, so it shows everything. Like, shows like all the, I don't know. So my favorite is Rimmel. They have great colors, great blendability, and I feel like some of the neutrally ones and light pink ones, like I cannot find other colors that are precisely that. So I love them. I think they're $5, but you want to get the type called Lasting Finish. You have to sharpen them because it keeps it more hygienic, and it has a better sort of texture to it. It's the better one. It's like $5, $4. It's really inexpensive and fantastic. The last products for lips are my Longwear lip creams. I have a few new products that I've been really, really loving. So the one brand is LA Girl, and I ordered these on eBay. So the colors that I really like are Dreamy, and this one is called Bazaar. Bazaar I did on a girl who I was like, I think I want to do sort of like a bright peachy pink. And it is bright, but it's not like crazy bright. You could definitely combine it with a more neutral color and have it be very wearable. And then Dreamy is just like that perfect pink. It's like that barely pink bridal pink. So the lighter one on this side is Dreamy and this side is Bizarre. But our coloring is probably really off here. So just keep that in mind. NYX has one called Liquid Suede, and I really, really like this color. They don't have a great variety of colors, but this one's called Tea and Cookies. And I think it's really pretty. Isn't that a great pink?
So pretty. I'm loving all of this.
Yes, I know. I'm such a lip color fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's this one here. That's Tea and Cookies. And then the last one that I really love is from Stila. And this one is called Dolce. And it's kind of like a nude. And somebody saw this in the container the other day. And she's like, I'm really not into lip color. Like, I'm kind of afraid of it, really. And I was like, just trust.
Yeah.
Please just trust me. She's like, but that one looks kind of dark. I was like, it really isn't. I was like, you have pigment in your lips.
Yeah.
I was like, if I put anything lighter than this on because you have a tan, you're going to look like you're wearing concealer on your lips. It's not a cute look. This isn't 2001, and it wasn't cute then. Okay, so here is Dolce, and it's just a really pretty nude. And I did a little pop of a kind of a peachy gold, a lighter color, and I can even show you which one it was on top of it. She was like, you're right, I really like this.
Oh.
I was like, girl, I knew. Oh, one more. This one is Amore, and this is kind of a plum, and for somebody, I mean, I hate to say mothers of the bride, because a lot of younger girls are getting into the darker colors too. It's not super dark, and in this lighting, it looks dark, but if you sheer this out, it's really very wearable, super pretty, very fall color. And I'm not going to go into what's in these, but I just wanted to talk, because I said I was an organization junkie. These are my newest favorite thing. Do you know what these are?
Cool.
Did I tell you?
I don't know.
These are bobbin boxes.
Oh, clever.
So somebody who's into sewing can store 25 bobbin thread balls. I don't know what they're called. But they're like $3. And what I love about them, besides the fact that I can put like 25 different lipsticks in here, is that when I close it, there's a separation between where the bobbins would be kept because they curve up. So my lipsticks don't touch on the other side like they do in all of my other palettes. I feel like all of my other palettes have a divider that's really taut up against it, and it kind of smushes a little bit of lipstick, which then starts to get really dirty. So they stay so much cleaner, and it's plastic. It's all plastic. They're all plastic. They're like $30 generally, like to do empty lip palettes where you're just going to scrape stuff into it. And I was just racking my brain. I was like, there is something besides pill containers, because a lot of people out there do pill containers. But then you have to pop up each individual section, and I don't want to have to do that. So this, everything is together. So I bought 3 of them. That was like my reds and rubies and bright oranges and stuff. This is sort of a warm and cool editorial mix. So I could do like some really bright colors, some really dark colors. It was just a mix.
Nice.
And this was my like very wearable nudes and pinks, my kind of like go-to type of palette. And yeah, just really pretty colors. I have everything from like Revlon, a bunch of Macke, Lord & Berry, Lipstick Queen. I bought a new one when I was in New York that's really, really pretty from Lipstick Queen. NYX, Wet n Wild, Revlon. So high-low and everything in between.
Nice.
Very last thing, I would probably do lashes and put some mascara over them. So I did grab my DW lashes, which is my favorite lash of the moment, and my other one's 747S, like the Eyeliner 747. These are full without being too full. They have an invisible band, so they're really comfortable and really easy to blend into your natural lashes. I wore these the other night, and it was like the second time I've worn lashes this year, and I chose this both times, and they're so pretty. Oh, yeah. And they kind of give you that like outer flare. If you're somebody who's got a bit of a downturned eye, you want to probably not do these because that's going to make your outer eye look heavy. We don't want to do that for somebody who's got a slightly downturned eye. So the 747 would be a good option for you, which is a little bit shorter on the outside and longer in the middle. So it will give you more of that flush, that flare length in the middle. So it opens the eyes up and it kind of cheats it in just a little bit. Just technical babble here. And then I would probably wait until that dries and then coat it with some mascara. My favorite mascaras of the moment for my kit. This is for using on other people. I'm like, I have another one in here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Lights, Camera, Lashes from Tarte. I've used this for almost a decade. On and off. And it is not water.
Cool package.
Super cute, right?
Yeah.
It is not waterproof though, so I do not use a Sun Brides. It is water resistant and it actually holds up really, really well. It's $20. I got this though in my 21 Days of Beauty for $10. So you gotta check out Ulta. I feel like I'm a salesperson for them. And then the other one is from Stila. This is called Extreme Lash Mascara. I thought it had a different name. I swore it did. Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. Like, this does not sound right. This isn't it. No, this isn't the one that I ordered.
Oh no.
Oh, this isn't it. Okay, forget it. We'll circle back on that. They might have just hooked me up with some mascara. My Stila rep's pretty great. So, all right. Very last hero product I wanted to talk about, Aquaphor. And I mentioned because I was having the eye issue with like dryness and eczema. This was the only thing that stuck to my lids. So $6 for 2 tubes of it, and I'm still using it every night. It's getting much, much better. My dryness and patchiness is almost completely gone, but I still have to stay on top of it because you just don't want to try to mess with that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I have talked for the entire 37 minutes.
Yeah, it's all good. It was great information.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So if anybody asks me again, what do you use in your kit, I'm going to direct them to this video.
There you go. Perfection.
Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do another one in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Look us up on social media. I'm under Running Hair Girl or Good Hair Award-winning on-site hairstyling specialist, I believe. I don't know. It pops up when you start typing it in. Facebook and
just
Google
keep
Plus
going.
and, yeah. Just keep on going.
Mine is State of Face Makeup Artistry on Facebook. It is Joy Hearts on Pinterest and Instagram, and my website is stateofface.com. And stateofface@gmail if you have any questions about all the many, many products I just talked about, because it was a lot.
You got it. All right.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.